My teammates, like, they joked and said I was underdressed to my own event, but yeah, I feel like I look good though. But and then also my friends know I don't really talk much, so this is something that's new to me. But I just want to thank Heidi and James for the opportunity, for allowing me to come up here and speak to everybody at this luncheon. I just want to thank the Denver Broncos organization, my teammates, my coach, Coach Zani, everybody that came out to support me today. Like I said, it's my first time doing something like this, but I'm really looking forward to it. As you saw in the video, like basically me and my brother, we had a very special relationship growing up. He was diagnosed with autism when I was 7 years old, and really, when I was at that age, I didn't necessarily know exactly what that meant. I just thought whenever I tried to talk to my brother, he wasn't trying to talk to me back. It was just like some younger sibling type of thing. But really, like as I got older, or as the days went on, as like we went to school together, started learning more about it, and my parents communicated it to me a lot more. It really started to click to me that even at a young age, that this is something that taking care of my brother, that's just something that really is just a responsibility that I just really I guess valued and just adopted into my lifestyle. Didn't really hang out with my friends a lot at that young age. And then it carried all the way until now, like a kind of really more of an individual type of person, but when it comes to the family type of thing, family aspect types of things, that's something that's really near and dear to my heart. Also, as you saw in the video, both my parents, they were in the military, they did 20 plus years, so they had been stationed all across the world in several different locations. Stationed all across the world in several different places, places like Greece and places like Okinawa, Japan, that's where I was born. Places like Hawaii, they had been there for several months or even years at a time. So there's the bond between me and my brother that really just helped develop it, just because of the fact that I'm back at home and we have an older sister. She's 13 years older than me, but at that age, at a young age, she's in a different time of her life, so she's becoming a young adult, trying to do her own thing, things like that. So me and my brother just being 2 years apart, that bond and that special relationship just kind of was natural to both of us. And my brother just saw me as someone else that he can rely on outside of our family, outside of his parents, and outside of our sister and things like that. But like I said, nonverbal autism, at first, I didn't really know exactly what that was. I just thought when I heard the word autism that all people that are autistic on the spectrum weren't able to talk. But then as I went and started going to classes and me and my brother, we started going to school together. We went to elementary school. I started at preschool, started at elementary school and middle school. I was always visiting his class. I was always really there just to see and be around what exactly it was that he was doing. I saw there's many different types of autism on the spectrum and many different types of disabilities, things like that. And how Sewall is here, I was very fortunate to visit the school a couple weeks ago. I saw that they were really all inclusive, like kids without disabilities and kids with disabilities are all in the same classroom. And from where I went to public school in Virginia, the special needs classes, they had their own schedule. They're kind of alienated from all the kids that are in public school and things like that. And at first I really just thought that's how all public schools were, that's how all schools were in general. Then once I got enlightened by school, I really saw basically that this is very unique, this is something that's really different, that's something that, I wish that my brother had the opportunity to experience as he was going through grade school and things like that. But even in that, so to speak, type of thing, me being the type of person that I was, I volunteered like the off electives or off classes that I had, or even my lunch periods. I would go and I help out the special needs teachers in my brother's classroom, help out with all the kids in the class, not just my brother. And that would also help my brother feel more comfortable in the class and help him to basically stay focused, stay on top of his work, just like how my mom said, he listens to a lot of things that I tell him to do. And then, so I was fortunate enough to be able to do that in elementary school, be able to do that in middle school. Then, that kind of the first different change came about when I went to high school. Me and my brother went to different high schools, but me being around football, him also being at so many of my games and developing the same type of friends that I had as a young teenager and even before that, a lot of my teammates, the guys that I was playing football with, playing basketball with, they grew up liking the Darius. They love Darius as if they were his own brother and things like that too. So when I went to a different high school, the guys that I grew up playing little league sports with and playing travel AAU football or AAU basketball games with, they even volunteered to help out in his classroom when I wasn't there in high school. So I was really special. It was really special to me, and I'm really thankful for all those guys to be able to do that because of the fact that, it just helped with my brother and still helped kids without disabilities really see what goes on in special needs classrooms, and really the special people, the special kids, the special teachers, and all the type of people that it takes and all the effort that it takes for a lot of people to be able to help develop these young kids. And a lot of these kids were even older than my brother when they were in school and still learning and trying to develop everyday skills and everyday patterns and things like that. So that was really beneficial to him and beneficial to me just because of the fact that I was blessed to have those guys in my life. And then for a football kind of thing, I went to Penn State to play football there. My brother, he came to see some of my high school games, but when I was at Penn State, my parents tried to make sure they came to every home game and brought my brother along so I could see him as much as possible, because that was my first time really being away from home at given amounts of time, months at a time, and things like that. So they knew the bond between me and my brother was really special, and they tried to keep that going. But then, really, people kind of ask me all the time if my brother, he gets excited if I have a big game or if I score a touchdown like that. And if you don't really realize, he doesn't know who the heck I am in a helmet. Or he's just really at the games. Obviously, he just feels like he needs to be there. He's obligated to be there. But he enjoys, I guess, football games because he likes getting loud with the crowd, and that's one of the things that my brother really likes to do. And when he's sitting there at the games, he's not really paying attention and noticing what my number is and things like that. He just knows that my brother's somewhere out there doing whatever. A little rewind back to the childhood though. Like I said, I was starting to take care of my brother at a young age, about 7. And from that point on, it kind of just, like the video said, allowed me to mature at a quicker rate. Allowed me to really, be humbled and in a way to speak that not necessarily always be blessed with what I have and all the things that I'm doing in my life, but it also just put things into perspective for me that, the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm blessed to be able to do, I know me and my brother come from the same genes, so he could possibly be even a better football player than I was, or even a better basketball player than I was. So I know in his mind, he definitely would be blessed, or he would definitely love to have the opportunity to do half the things that I've been able to do. So I always keep that in the back of my mind for a lot of things that I'm doing, and if I'm having a bad day or having a bad practice or something like that, it's really a lot worse things that's going on, or there could be a lot worse situations that's going on in life. So he's always made me keep that perspective and keep that in the back of my mind for everything that I'm doing, because of the fact that there's not even for my brother, there's many people that have kids with special needs and special needs children that don't even have the same opportunities that I've had growing up and things like that. But the responsibility that my parents gave me, or really that I adopted, it wasn't really anything that I felt was like a chore or felt like it was something that I had to do. I was just glad to do it because of the fact that it was the only thing that I knew, especially if I was starting at 7 years old doing it. I didn't really worry about hanging out with friends. I didn't really worry about trying to go to parties and nothing like that. Obviously until I got to college, but I didn't really worry about trying to have that much of a outer social life, because I know there's people in my home, there's people really that are really close to home that need me in a different aspect of things. So that's kind of how I was able to develop in a more mature way and develop faster than a lot of younger kids, just because of the fact that it was really just something that I knew and something that I was glad to know, because of the fact that how many lessons my brother has taught me and that responsibility has taught me itself. The distance away from my brother though was something that was really different. It was something that took a lot of getting used to. My first year of college, I was very homesick. Not really knowing why I was homesick, but then really came down to it just because of the fact that I didn't have really just my brother there or my sister there or someone just constantly around me. I just had a whole bunch of strangers or strangers that developed into my good friends in college, but I just had a whole bunch of people that I didn't really know and wasn't necessarily ready to share this type of story with or share these type of experiences with, because my childhood, how I grew up, and the fact that all I needed was my family at that point, and that's really all I relied on. That's why it was kind of a little bit of an adjustment for me. Now, if my brother realized that I was out the house or not, I'm not sure. But I know for a fact that anytime he saw me or was able to come to a game, he had a different light on his face, a different expression, and he was very happy just to be able to be in the same vicinity as me again, because I'm away from home for the first time in a while. And then really building off of that, getting out here into Denver, see my brother even less, see my family even less, because I'm from the East Coast out in Virginia, and they don't really make the trip out here that much just because of the hassle and the traveling, the problems that whatever may happen. But I make sure that I'm always tuned in at home. I call my parents almost every day, make sure that I get to see my brother and get to at least communicate with him somehow, some way every day that I possibly can. And then that really just helps, keep me lifted, keeps me going, keeps me motivated for a lot of things that I'm doing. Because let's see, I got my brother's initials tatted on me, got his name tattooed on me, my whole family basically tattooed on me, because it's just the family orientation that I've had, that I've grown up with. And then it's really it's always a reminder to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward and in my best effort and everything that I'm doing, because of the fact that I feel that my brother's relying on me, and the things that I really want to build on with my platform, being in the NFL, and bring more awareness to nonverbal autism and the autism spectrum in general. Is really just some of the things that is always going to be a motivator for me, and something that's always going to be something that's going to push me no matter what is going on in my life and things of that sort. And then when I visited Sewall, like I said, it was very unique to see kids in the same classroom with special needs and without special needs. And I thought that was really unique because of the fact that, obviously, people, as you get older, you develop and you notice the differences between people. But kids at a young age, they don't even care who they're in the classroom with, as long as they can have fun with one another. So I know that's how basically me and my brother's relationship was. My brother I guess he couldn't tell that I was able to talk and he wasn't. He just was able to tell that I was his brother, or that he was someone that he could have fun with and develop experiences with, memories with, and things like that. So I think the Sewall organization is very unique and very special in that aspect, because developing kids at that young age and then allowing them to develop that type of relationship with kids that may be different from them, but they don't even notice it at that point, can go a long way. And it will develop an understanding as kids are getting older, and people don't look at kids with special needs as if they're in a different light, or if they're alienated from the things that they're doing just because they're different from them, like we had said earlier. But then also I see a lot of similarities in my brother and Chris. Really, Chris, they said that he likes music and things like that. My brother was addicted to Disney movies. That's all we watched when we were younger. And that's the stuff that obviously is gonna bring enjoyment. But if they start in a school like that, kids are gonna develop the same type of interests. My brother, if he had classes where he was with little kids coming from the same preschool, same elementary school, things like that, those kids probably would have developed an even better relationship than just me and my brother. They probably would have been able to bond over Disney movies, been able to bond over coloring or things like that. And then that helps basically in the future of people and development of people that, no one with special needs, or just because someone is different than you, doesn't mean that they're actually different from you. There's only one or two differences in people, but at the same time, we're all humans, and at the same time, they all coming from the same type of heart. They're coming from the same mindset that everybody is going to be equal. So I really appreciate the Sewall Child Development Program and the Sewall School really just showing me around and giving me an opportunity to see how things could have been different from my brother. But my brother was still fortunate enough to have someone like me. And I also mentioned to James and Heidi that I can't imagine what places that in poverty, I can't imagine places that don't have the resources and the type of tools that are necessary to help develop those types of kids with special needs, because of the fact that maybe they don't have the right funding, or maybe they don't have enough schools, or like you said, kids are getting expelled every other day. So where else are they going to go? So I want to use my platform and use basically the Sewall Child Development Program and continue to build a relationship with them while I have my career here in Denver, to help also shed a light, to help build awareness, and then to help really just make sure kids all over the state of Colorado, and then hopefully across the United States, have some type of resource, or have some type of outlet, because of the fact that, like I said, the child development stages are really important, and a a lot of things that Sewall is doing is really moving in the right direction, and I really appreciate them.